Let me guide you through the chaos of this video. So we decided that we were going to set up the studio as a pop-up art exhibition space for one night only, to showcase our work and to bring people to the studio and have a social event. Because, as I'm going to mention later in the video, where I got interviewed during the exhibition, I think tattoo studios have become a little antisocial these days. Anyway, I digress. So we closed up shop about 2.5 hours early and gave ourselves 2.5 hours to build those lovely wooden walls that you see and hang the artwork, which, on reflection, was not enough time. It was getting chaotic to get everything up on those walls in time for opening. But we got there just about in time. So we probably were hanging the last bits of artwork just as people were arriving. You can see here, there's the time, and people are starting to arrive, and there's still things to be hung on the wall. But we had only a couple more pieces left to go up. By the way, this video is what's recently made me decide to shave my head. I saw that bald spot and I was not happy. Anyway, so yeah, we wanted to make the studio into a bit of a different thing, have a bit of a social event, and it's basically what this was about. Oh, cheeky. So I'll leave me from the exhibition night now to tell you a little bit more.
This is the first Good Fight art exhibition. Tell me about it. What's the idea behind it?
So yeah, it's one of those things where just recently I felt like a lot of the tattoo scene, particularly in London, has gotten very antisocial. There seems to be a lot of studios where the person goes in to get a tattoo and the artist just sits there with headphones on, says nothing, treats them like a piece of meat, and then walks them out the door charging them fucking way too much money. And so what I want to do is make tattooing social again. So I just wanted to do something where we can have people here. It's not even necessarily about the art. It's about getting people together, hanging out, having a nice time, looking at some pictures, having a beer, chatting some shit. And that's what I wanted to do. The main thought process behind it was over the Christmas break, I thought a lot about what I wanted from my tattoo studio, because I've always been doing what other people tell me that they think I should do to make a successful studio. And so what I thought about over Christmas was, what would the 21-year-old, 22-year-old me want from a tattoo studio when I started tattooing? Because when I started tattooing, there was no social media, it wasn't all about the internet, it wasn't all about likes and comments. And when I was that age, if you went back to me now and went, you've got a tattoo studio in 20 years, what do you want to do? I would be doing things like putting on art exhibitions, I would be promoting shows if I could afford it, I would be collaborating with small businesses and trying to push things forwards like that. And so that's what it's all about. Like tattoo studios, when I came up, was more about, a lot of it was more about the social side of it. Like we used to have, in one of the first studios I ever worked at, there was just people who came and hung out. There was a bus driver who came and hung out all day. Like what he would do is he would go to work, do an early shift, finish at I think he finished at 9 a.m. The owner of the studio gave him keys, and he would come to the studio before anyone else was there, sweep the floor, have a cup of tea. We would turn up and be like, okay, Rob's here. And so then he would hang out all day until he had an afternoon shift at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And if you asked him about it, basically the reason he did that was because, in his words, he just didn't really like his wife that much. Things like this, I just want to bring it back and have a look around. There's people here, people are talking to people they didn't know before, and everyone's having a drink and having a nice time. And we're going to have to try and not upset the neighbours.